Hi, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Dr. Jay Harness. I'm your host, Jay Harness, and you know what? Today is really special for me because not only do I get to welcome a fellow Michigander, but I get to welcome a fellow University of Michigan colleague. Professor Michelle Segar is an award-winning NIH researcher at the University of Michigan. Go Blue! With almost 30 years of studying how to help people adopt exercise and self-care in ways that bring meaning and joy and that can be sustained within the unpredictability of the real world. No Sweat, her best-selling first book, is widely used to train individuals in health coaching, and her second book, The Joy Choice, was named by the Washington Post one of the best health expert books in 2022. She has her doctorate and master's degrees in health behavior and health education and a master's in kinesiology. And here's the really fun thing about her bio. Michelle ran with the Olympic torch at the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, Spain. Go Blue! Welcome, Michelle.
Thanks, Jay. It's so great to be here.
Oh, it's really a treat to have you. And you're back in my old stomping grounds of Ann Arbor, med school for me, surgery training, and then staying on the faculty. It's just a thrill to have you here today. It really is. Well, Michelle, we see your two books over your left shoulder there on your bookshelf. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your two books, because they were really important in your history, and then let us then talk about what sparked you to even get into this area. Or
Sure.
if you want to reverse it the other way, maybe we ought to reverse it the other way.
I
Let's
think
talk.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea.
So, Michelle, we've got your two books over your left shoulder. Let's talk about whatever sparked you to get involved in this area of sustainability.
Well, there was something very specific that I think you're going to be excited to hear that got me onto this path over 31 years ago. I was getting my first master's degree in kinesiology, and we had a very small study to investigate whether exercise could reduce depressive symptoms such as anxiety and depression among cancer survivors. What I want to say is these cancer survivors were about 4.5 years on average after treatment, so they weren't active patients going through chemotherapy for the most part. So we were looking to see if the group that exercised compared to the control group did improve with that symptomatology. And we found what we had hypothesized, which was that the cohort that exercised did significantly improve compared to the control group. And I thought that was the end of the story. But fortunately for me, one of my mentors, Randy Roth, suggested that we build in a focus group, a set of focus groups about 3 months after our study had ended. You know, I was new to research. That was my first clinical randomized trial. And so I was open, sure, let's do it. I was a sponge wanting to learn. And so we conducted these focus groups, and I distinctly remember hearing people smiling when they were talking about exercise, laughing. They were so happy. And I thought, wow, we didn't just do good research, we actually helped real people in their real lives.
Wow, that's fabulous.
But I'll very quickly get to the cut to the chase. But I was wrong, Jay, because almost everyone had stopped exercising when our study ended. They had committed to exercise for us in our research, but not to themselves. And so I thought if people who had faced a life-threatening illness had difficulty, didn't have the mindset or skill set to sustain a self-care behavior like physical activity, then we have a real problem in society. And I dedicated myself, that was my problem, and I was going to solve it. So that's what I've been doing for the last 31 years.
Oh my golly. This is absolutely fantastic. And as you know, a lot of this research really began in the early 1990s. And so you were really part of this, all this pioneering effort over the last 35 years. Well, tell us a little bit about the book No Sweat. What did you come up with, and what were the key messages in No Sweat?
Well, No Sweat is actually the result. I published No Sweat a handful of years ago, and it showcases the method and science that underlies creating sustainable behavior change in individuals. And this book is, I'm proud to say, is so well regarded that it is used as a required text in many of the best health coaching certification programs. So No Sweat teaches people basically what I learned for the first 20 years of my career as researching this from an academic perspective, but something we didn't say that I'll just note is I've been coaching individuals in groups and on their own since 1997 because I didn't just want to do esoteric, theoretically driven research. I wanted to help people in real life. So the insights from the research to real world is what I explain and teach in No Sweat.
Oh, that's fantastic. And wow, it's considered to be a classic textbook in coaching curriculums around the country, probably around the world. Well, then that led to the joy choice. So tell us more about the joy choice and the key bullets that are in your book that we can share with our audience, Michelle.
Sure. So I would say while No Sweat has the full solution, if you will, to creating sustainable physical activity, the dominant focus is on how to create lasting motivation, whereas the joy choice is about how to create behavioral resilience. And that's a term that I coined to explain what sustainability really is. It's not you have a bullseye and you keep hitting it. That is not how most people's lives work. In the real world, with the unpredictability and chaos that so many people live within, our plans get upended. Our exercise plans or eating plans get upended all the time. And so, what most people, not everyone, but what most people need to sustain complex behaviors like physical activity and healthy eating is not habit formation, contrary to what many people, including academics, believe. It's actually flexible behavioral resilience, such that on any given day, if you can't do what you plan to do, you can do something instead of nothing. And so the joy choice is actually a branded concept that refers to the perfect, imperfect option that lets you do something instead of nothing with your physical activity and healthy eating on any given day.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's absolutely fantastic. Now, when did you publish this? How recent is that book?
The Joy Choice was published in 2022.
Okay, well, it is recent then. That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
Now, Michelle, you're very involved with ACLM, American College of Lifestyle Medicine. Our audience may not know that much about ACLM, so why don't you give us a quick overview of ACLM, and then particularly you're planning a course coming up that I want our audience to know about.
Right. And, I want to reiterate that I am not an MD or a doctor. So, ACLM, the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, is a organization that has a very passionate constituency of practitioners and educators of all types that aim to use lifestyle, like physical activity and sleep and eating. I think they call it whole food forward eating, and there are 6 pillars, and the goal is to use these behaviors to both prevent and manage and reverse chronic conditions.
Yeah.
So I believe that lifestyle medicine is absolutely the future. It's not to say that I'm not saying that drugs are going to go away, they absolutely will not, but the data on the impact of lifestyle is pretty conclusive and impactful. And a lot of people don't want to take drugs. And so it's a way to help people become healthier and stay healthy through things that are available to us every day, like getting enough sleep and moving our bodies consistently. So that's what, lifestyle medicine is about. Um, every year they have a conference that actually sells out. So if people are interested in this idea or if they like to go, I encourage them to look at the website and sign up soon because they actually sell out, which is crazy to think about. Um, I'm co-presenting a pre-conference workshop on November 15th with Rak Jatwani, who is a lifestyle medicine MD. And I have been training him in a science-based method to help patients learn how to think about and approach being physically active in ways they can sustain. This method that I developed specifically for physicians, but can be used for any type of clinician or even coaching client, is based on the method that I've been using for decades with individuals. And so we're going to talk about this. We're going to explain this, the science behind why our traditional way of counseling patients on physical activity, which is focused on health and weight, as logical and great as those reasons are, actually thwart high quality motivation and sustainability in most people. We're going to explain the science explaining that. And then we're going to talk about the mounting emerging science that shows what is a much more impactful way to foster lasting motivation and behavior change. And finally, we're going to end by giving participants an opportunity to practice and learn how to use this next generation exercise prescription with their patients.
All right. So one of the major targets then for your pre-course are physicians, of course. And can others attend the program as well?
Oh, absolutely. It's really for anyone who works with individuals who wants a very quick and easy, and most importantly, scientifically supported way to counsel patients on exercise and physical activity.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, Michelle, as we wrap up our time together, any final thoughts you want to share with our audience? This has just been such a inspiring treat to be with you today.
Well, Jay, I mean, most of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to share my work with your constituency, and I'm sure that they're as passionate as you are. Um, I think the one thing I would say is that it's very counterintuitive that asking patients to exercise to improve their health or manage their weight is actually non-optimal, but there are very quick and easy ways to to go from that really outdated prescriptive approach and method to a new method. And I think that's what's really important. People might say, but this is what I know how to do. Not to worry, it's so easy to learn this other way. And the best thing is that you will get a much more engaged and positive patient around the whole idea of physical activity, and you're going to get better results with your patient's behavior change.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let me take this opportunity to thank Professor Michelle Segar for being with us today. Let me also invite you to come visit with us at cancerfitness.org. We have all sorts of resources there, including we'll have Michelle's interview posted there as well. So, as Michelle would say, along with me, keep moving, have joy, have meaning, but keep on going. Thank you very much for your time.